Is it worth it to become a doctor? Most people know that it's hard, but I want to share what that path actually looked like for me, especially the toll that it took on my friendships, finances, and my relationships. I started med school at 24, completely broke with no financial help from my family. And while some of my friends were building their careers and buying homes, I was taking out loans. $250,000 in a bank line of credit plus government student loans to pay for tuition and living expenses. The first 2 years of med school were nonstop lectures and studying, and in years 3 and 4 we rotated through different medical and surgical specialties. In my third year, one of my best friends from my childhood, someone that I was friends with since I was 10 years old, asked me to be a groomsman at his wedding, and I had to miss it because I couldn't get time off my surgical rotation. That one really hurt. In my fourth year, I spent thousands of dollars flying across the country to do electives and residency interviews in different cities across the country. So my debt ballooned to $400,000, and I was so broke by the end of med school that I pitched a tent in my friend's living room just to save on rent. Then came residency. Finally, a paycheck. In my first year of residency, my salary was around $50,000 a year, which amounted to less than minimum wage for the hours that we put in. And most of that paycheck went to paying the interest on the debt that I had accumulated throughout medical school. So I was literally living paycheck to paycheck. I got married in my first year of residency, and I'm so glad that I did because my wife was my rock throughout my training, but I barely had any time to spend with her, and residency is extremely strenuous on any relationship. I was working 60 to 100-hour weeks, and when I was off, I was either sleeping or climbing in the gym to stay sane. By the time I was done residency, I was 33 and still $400,000 in debt, and while many of my non-medical friends were having kids and progressing in their lives, I was just trying to reconnect with my wife and reclaim some of the time that we had lost. I felt like many of my best years had just vanished, and there were so many different things that I wanted to do for myself after finishing residency, and the last thing that I wanted to do was have a child. But after a few years and a lot of soul searching during the COVID lockdowns, my wife and I decided to have a kid, and we had our son, who's now 3 years old. But I'm turning 40 this year, and I feel like an old dad. And this is probably one of the saddest things for me because I know for sure that we would have wanted to have more kids if we had started earlier. So coming back to the original question, is it worth it? Well, the sacrifices are massive. 9 years of your prime are spent grinding in the hospital, your relationships are strained, your life is completely put on pause. But on the flip side, I love being able to use my skills to help people and to save lives. And this job brings a lot of fulfillment and purpose to my own life. Personally, I feel confident that it was worth it, but I think the sacrifices and the gains for each individual are going to be different. So if you're considering this path, go in with your eyes open.